morning from Southeast Asia. This will be episode or volume number 245 of the alienanalprobe.com podcasts. All tapes, all podcasts, all photos, all videos, all everything in the world is copyright stockphotosworldwide.com. Not everything in the world, but everything that's mine in the world is copyright. stockphotosworldwide.com. Okay. If you want to go see pretty pictures of Southeast Asia, you can go to stockphotosworldwide.com and some videos and some miscellaneous crap. It's my retirement project. It's when I was working, I had to do things properly, quote unquote. And I didn't like it. So now I get to be a messy boy, and my room can be anything I want. Okay. If you want to come to alienanalprobe.com, then let's see, where could you go? Oh, I know. You could go to alienanalprobe.com, or you could go to theyclaim.com or killerclownsfromspace.com or alienwhispererproductions.com or some others. And you can go to the and all those websites will have the video versions of these. You can go to any of the RSS feeds. I don't know who all has it. I know Spotify has it, Apple has it, Google has it, Amazon has it. I don't know where all, everywhere. They're everywhere. So you can go to those places. Those are the RSS feeds around the world. Problem is, those are only audio. And we have noticed since we started doing video, very strange thing. I thought people just wanted audio. No. How wrong could I be? In many cases, the traffic on the versions with video is about, get ready for it, because I didn't believe it. It is about 200 times, right about 200 times more than the audio feeds. 200 times. I don't know, not all of them. That depends on the episode, but the best ones are 200 times. Probably the worst ones are 50 times. 50 times more people want to see video than just audio. I don't know. I mean, if you go to the video ones, then you got the option, if you have a video player, you can watch the video, although, Frankenberry the cat is the only thing to see on there. But you have the option, if you don't want to watch the video, you play the same file, you get the audio, so it doesn't matter. The only weird thing that kind of bothers us is that there's also a huge discrepancy in the number of people who want to access these through the RSS feeds versus the people who want to go to our actual server and pull them off of our server. And I don't understand that either. I would guess that the amount of traffic we get from these on our server is probably, again, 40 to 60 times. Yeah, I would say right in there, 40 to 60 times the amount of traffic we get on the RSS feeds, and that's not just for the video. That's straight across the board for the audio and the video versions of it. People don't like RSS feeds. I don't know why. We don't do anything to speak of on YouTube. We've got just a smattering of a small handful of. We just put them on there for the hell of it. We don't like YouTube. YouTube screwed us over really badly one time, years and years ago. Cost us a trademark that they would not enforce. We couldn't afford to take them to court because they don't care. They just don't care. They're like the government. They're like the IRS. They don't care. They'll spend $1 billion to screw somebody over just seemingly for fun. So we lost that trademark and we lost that business. Thank you, YouTube. I also know a number of people who built really nice little businesses on YouTube and Facebook. And along the way, and they were making a living from it. It was their sole source of income. And these people were all around the world. And along the way, YouTube and or Facebook, really about equally between the two, just pulled the rug out from under them, just screwed them, and in some cases kept the money they had earned. One lady was selling noodles in Thailand. She had a little thing. She set up her phone and she ate noodles and talked about noodles, how good they were, and then she sold the noodles. And she made a living. She was able to buy the first car in her family history. Okay? They got to move into a little tiny room with an air conditioner. First time in their family history. Okay? And she went along like that for several years, and these outfits just screwed her. They started saying that we don't believe you are who you say you are. And she would send them every kind of documentation in the world. And they would just screw around for months at a time, all this time withholding her money. She's getting, late on her car payments and can't pay the rent. And she's still selling the noodles, and the money is accruing in these accounts from these companies, and they wouldn't turn it loose. And this went on. Well, in one case, it went on every few months, probably every 4 or 5 months for years. And then, and she would fight him, and then finally she'd get the money. They'd say, "Okay, well, now we believe you, and here's your money." And they would give her the money. Okay, it would be 8 months worth of her wages. Okay, by that time she'd been kicked out of her apartment. She'd lost her car, and so she'd think, okay, oh God, now I got a big wad of money. Everything's fine. And she'd go out and buy another car and get another room with air conditioning, just a room. I mean, I'm talking studio on the ground level, just crap. And she would go along for a few more months, and they would do it again. And they would say, well, we don't think you are who you say you are. Well, I proved that. 5 months ago, whatever, I proved it to you. What more do you want? And they would hang her up for that. And then finally, this went on for years. And finally, the last time, they just stopped responding to her and never gave her money. So she lost about, all in all, probably 7 or 8 months of money she had earned. And of course, she had to pay for all the noodles. And I said, I've known way too many people that have had that problem. And the other fun little stunt they'll pull, Facebook and YouTube both. You'll be going along and you'll be making jokes. You'll be talking about this, talking about that, and everything is fine. Everybody's laughing. But then one of them or both of them will change their TOS, their terms of service, and their policies, and they will say, well, you can't say dog anymore. Can't say dog. No, that's politically incorrect. And there's a group, they have petitioned us. There are 2 people in that group, in the whole world, there's 2 people in that group, but they have petitioned us and they have told us that they don't like the word dog. That's insulting to somebody, somewhere, to cats, I suppose. And so therefore you gotta, you can't say dog anymore, and we're pulling all the episodes where you said dog. Well, maybe their show was about dogs, So they're done. They're out of business. They're done. That is extremely common, and you don't know when that hammer's going to drop. It could be tomorrow morning. You could wake up to an email that says, by the way, your YouTube account, your Facebook account is shut down because you said dog, you sorry son of a bitch. Okay, that's how it goes for people all around the world, and I won't get involved in that, because if they do that goddamn fucking shit to me, I will not take it lightly, and I will be in their office, period. Because I'm tired of scammers, and I'm tired of woke, and I'm tired of politically correct to the point of being clinically insane tired of it. I won't put up with it anymore. I'm old. No, I'm not going to go there. I'll keep that private. But I'm tired of it. I'm that fucking tired of it. We have entered the age of the authoritarian wave. It's actually a domain. Governments and corporations have, well, they always knew that they loved, and craved power. They loved to push people around. And they're finding more and more that they can do it. COVID taught them that they can do it. And what are you going to do? What are the people going to do? Nothing. And so they are indulging their authoritarian fantasies to the nth degree. Authoritarianwave.com. It's not developed yet. It will be soon. God dang it. Anyway, that's why we're not on YouTube. Okay. Long story short. Short story long. Whatever. Okay. Everybody knows we have a giant collection of alien reports and claims and tall tales and drunken ramblings and stupid shit like that. And it's just ever so much fun. We go through them one by one. We started out with 9,400 reports. We now have 8,000. And we go through them one by one. We look for credibility or not. If they're possibly credible, maybe possibly in an alternate universe, we take a little pinch of sand and we put it in a bucket. And maybe someday that bucket will be full. And if the bucket's ever full, then we say, okay, gotcha, we believe in aliens. Okay, the bucket is 90% full as of 245. 90% full. And if you look on the website, yes, we've taken Frankenberry's turds out of it. Okay, they don't count. Oh, bastard. He's around. Where is it? Where is he? He comes up behind me. Little son of a bitch. I see something back there. I can't see what it is. Bastard. After he after the 50th time he crapped in that bucket, the bucket of credibility, after he crapped in there again and again, I threw him out the window, 26 floors. And, his terminal velocity, I guess, is pretty slow because he lived and he came back up. He comes in the fire door down there and he just comes back up. Takes him a while, a couple hours. Usually he rests, And anyway, now he's got the idea he can fly. So he got this goddamn little spacesuit thing. And he flies around, in the back or someplace. I don't know where he is. He says now he can shit places that I can never find. Oh, geez. Okay. Now, am I going to try this? We want to do a thing where, okay, when I read these things, I butcher them to rat shit because I get stopped every sentence pretty much with something that I have to think about and say, well, is that bullshit? Is that bullshit? And what I want is I want somebody to read one through without any crap and stupid jokes. And then I will come and pick it apart. And I'm thinking about having a text-to-speech converter do it. Most of them sound pretty bad, but they're getting better. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to have you people get the opportunity to just see the story from start to finish. And then you think what you think. Okay, and then we'll go back and pick it apart and see if that changes what you think. So, what the hell? Poltergeist again. So I think that we're going to try that on this one. Let's see, I'm going to flag this turkey thing. No, wait. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pick it apart now, and then after at the end in post, I'll have an AI read it with her crappy, horrible voice, and and then I'll insert that before the place here where I'm picking it apart. Okay. It's kind of convoluted, but I haven't really thought this through. Okay. Here we go. Nikolaev region, Ukraine. I was there last fall and winter. Like the people, didn't like the Russians. I liked the Ukrainians. I didn't like anything in Eastern Europe. I went all through there. It was the worst place I've ever been, I think. I'm not even going to go into it here, but it was a soul-killing experience. And that's irrespective of the war. Even if there was no war, that region would be a soul-killing experience. I was there in winter. That didn't help. And I was really, really sick. I had COVID, and then I had some other crap, and most of it was in bed. But, oh, God, I hated it. I would have crawled out of there if I had to. Okay, anyway. Nikolaev region, Ukraine. I don't know where the Nikolaev region is. March 11th, 1990. Daytime. On a Sunday, 3 Army privates were on duty outside the city of Nikolaev. 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 I don't know. When suddenly one of them, Sergei, a second-year serviceman, stared fixedly at the sky, and the 2 other soldiers heard him scream in terror. I'm sorry. See, this is why you got to have somebody read this through, because there's too many triggers in here for me. They lay these little turds, especially for me, to trip me up. And okay, so try to imagine this, in your mind. See it play out on the screen. You got 3 Army privates. You got Sergei, and they're outside. They're on duty. And they're just standing around smoking cigarettes, probably. And one of them suddenly stares at the sky. And he screams in terror, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go." Okay, then. A little psychotic break. That's all, right? He was considered a healthy and well-balanced soldier. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. People on airplanes sometimes have that happen. It's fairly rare, but every once in a while, I don't know, the stress of being on the flight or something. And the normal-looking guy in a decent casual suit, he just stands up and starts screaming. And they got to subdue him and duct tape him to his seat. Gorilla tape is the best. And no, it really is. This is not a commercial. I love that shit. I really love it. It's really good. It's good for taping people up, It's a pretty common requirement. Waterboarding. God, I love waterboarding. The smell of napalm in the morning, and waterboarding, 2 of my favorite things. Okay. So, I don't want to go. He was considered a healthy and well-balanced soldier. Yeah, fuck that shit. He's gone. Sergei pointed towards the sky, then broke away and began running away. Now, I know the Ukrainian people, and I like them. I generally like them. They're a little bit on the scammy side, but hell, every country in the world is a little bit on the scammy side. Like America now is not a little bit on the scammy side. It's full Monty scammy. Just Jesus God. But the point I was going to make is that these are serious people. They have a sense of humor, but it's a bit dry, and it's subdued and subtle. Not like Southeast Asia, where the people will shriek hysterically and roll on the floor. Adults for a cartoon meant for 4-year-olds. This is a slapstick society. The Ukrainians are not. So this would be considered really unusual behavior for anybody to do this. Okay, so Sergei Sergei, pointed towards the sky, then broke away and began running away. But after a few meters, he fell to limp to the ground, losing consciousness. I usually fix this shit as I read, but sometimes I don't care. So he's down and out. His comrades rushed to. Now, presumably, they're not. Okay, they're not saying anything. Presumably, when he looked at the sky and began screaming, the others would look up also, see if it was a bird or a plane or Superman, but they're not talking about that. I just presume they must have. Okay, he falls down limp, probably poops his pants, stuff like that. His comrades rush to him and try to arouse him. I think they mean rouse him. God, this is like trying to translate from British to English, Arouse is not the word that they really want to be using. After about 15 minutes, he woke up. 15 minutes. He's out for 15 minutes. Holy crap. Really? Okay, according to Sergei, he had seen a large egg-shaped object in the sky with a band in its middle. Okay, like a Saturn, I think, or something like that. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know really. The others had seen nothing. Okay, there we go. Answering the question of why he had been screaming like a banshee, he claimed to have heard a voice coming from the sky. The voice invited him to ascend and enter the egg-shaped object. That would be kind of counterintuitive. But in fear, Sergei had refused. Well, how many snowflakes would refuse that? Mars Attacks, you got the snowflake woman with the, clapping her hands with the beads and all that stuff. And the dove, I mean, they think aliens are just sublime. So here's what I want. When the aliens come and ask the snowflakes, I mean, hopefully the aliens would find a way to only communicate with the snowflakes. And when they come in mass, millions of ships around the world, every city, and they send down a message that only some people can hear. Very selective, and it says, "We want to beam you up." Okay, that's what they say. I want them to direct that message to only the snowflakes. Because God knows I want them to be beamed up. I do. I really do. But I want to watch also. I could document it for the aliens with my GoPro. Oh, God. Think of the YouTube hits. Screaming baby fuckers. Jesus Christ. Okay. But in fear, Sergei had refused. He grabbed a piece of paper and drew the UFO, claiming that the object rotated in different directions. Well, that's been reported before. Like the top half rotates one way, the bottom half rotates another way. And actually, oh God, this is a crazy report. But actually, I hate to say this, I hate to admit it. There are some, well, not new, but kind of sort of recent newish theories. I mean, 30 years old, theories claiming that one manner of generating enough power to generate an anti-gravity field could very well be to take certain materials and rotate them in opposite directions of each other. Let's see, what years? Oh, this is, well, see. So this theory's been around. He could have copied that. If he's trying to make something up, he could have looked that up. Ukraine had decent internet until the Russians came along. So he could have researched that Okay. 2 hours later, what the hell? So he drew a little picture, I guess, maybe some stick figures and shit like that. You don't want to see the picture I would draw. You want to see my horse? Oh, yeah, that's lovely. It's a mental problem. I don't know. I mean, they got 4 legs and a tail and a head. What the hell, It's a horse, right? So he's all calmed down. He drew it and he told him what happened, and then he's all calm and everything's fine. And then they say 2 hours later, he again broke away from the others. Oh, man. And ran towards the top of a nearby hill within the military compound. He's toast. His comrades rushed after him and found him lying unconscious on the other side of the hill. So he's same scenario. He ran, and then he passed out. Shit. He was transported to a local medical facility, and his pulse and blood pressure was measured, which showed abnormalities. Well, maybe from the running and shit, not necessarily from the aliens. 20 minutes later, mainly due to the energetic efforts of military doctors something, he regained his senses. Or maybe, he just woke up. God dang it. He was then brought to the military hospital in Nikolaev, where the young soldier told the doctors about the strange visions that he had experienced. According to Sergei, he had gone out of his body. Well, I do not know. Okay, I'll tell you what I do know. Not speculation anymore. I speculated about this all my life. Astral travel, ooby. People talk about it. Okay, they were on the operating table and they died. Some damn thing happened. They died for 4 minutes or 8 hours or whatever the hell. And they traveled around. They saw their dead relatives, and they saw some kittens and some flowers, and everything was beautiful and pink and blue, like that. And then the doctors got them fixed up, and they snapped back into their body, and everything was cool. They woke up. Maybe. People take those stories and they say, well, okay, then that's proof that there's life after death. And I used to kind of think that. I kind of struggled with that, thinking, well, maybe. But what I'm thinking more now, these days, is that very possibly, okay. First of all, astral travel exists. I saw it happen one time. I knew somebody who lived on the other side of the country. And one morning I got an email from them, and they said, hey, at such and such a time, you were doing this and this and this, and I was there in your living room, and I saw you. And I thought for just a few seconds, and I thought, oh, son of a bitch. Oh, yeah. They saw me. I've had a few other experiences where it seemed like something like that was going on, but that one was proof positive to me. And I've read enough cases where, under scientific conditions, somebody has gone into an out-of-body experience, and they have gone to some location and they have looked at a piece of paper where the scientists have written down a number. And they come back and they wake up and they tell them the number. So there's no question in my mind anymore that some kind of out-of-body experience happens, period. Done deal for me, done deal. No question at all anymore. Here's where I have a problem. I'm kind of thinking maybe that is a function of the physical brain. Maybe the physical brain is capable of generating this experience. And it's a real experience. It's not an illusion. maybe the physical brain is capable of facilitating, orchestrating mechanically this experience. But I'm thinking maybe if there's no more physical brain, maybe it doesn't happen. So you can still call it out-of-body experience. That's what it is. Astral travel, yeah, I could call it that. Life after death, I'm not ready to say that's it. I used to think I used to think one and the same. I used to think, okay, if you traveled out of your body, that means you can do it. Well, when you're dead or alive, or it didn't matter. It was a universal thing. Now I'm thinking maybe it is a physical function of the physical brain. Maybe. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying maybe. And that's very disappointing to me, because I was looking forward to, getting off this sucker, this rock, and flying around and haunting people and shit like that, whispering inappropriate jokes in their ears. And so I could spend all eternity doing that. I thought that would be cool. That would be my heaven. But maybe when the brain is dead, there ain't no more of that fun shit. Maybe dead is dead. I don't know. No, I don't know. I really don't know. I think quantum physics may begin to, little by little by little, over decades and centuries, begin to chip away at that mystery. The bad part of that is, and I've mentioned this before, aliens who are, apparently evolved thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of years beyond us, and who know all kinds of shit, maybe everything about quantum physics and quantum mechanics. Maybe they know everything. And yet when they are asked about life after death, their answers run the gamut. Some will say, yeah, of course. And some will say, no, what are you, crazy? And some will say, well, yeah, there is, but it's not what you think. So you get every kind of answer. So that tells me that even though they might be totally proficient at quantum things has not provided them with the answer. So I'm still clinging to the hope that maybe quantum things will begin to answer those questions. I'm still thinking that, but apparently it has not answered those questions for aliens, and that's what bothers me. If they don't know after 1 million years, then we ain't gonna know in our lifetime. We might know after our lifetime, but we're not going to figure it out in the next 20 years. If the aliens haven't figured it out in 1 million, we ain't going to figure it out in 20. Ain't. I hate that word. It's a stupid hillbilly word. I hate it. I hate it all my life. I have denounced people who use it. In the last few weeks, I've been using it, and I use it as a kind of a joke. Dry humor. Ain't, I don't know if anybody gets it or they just think I'm stupid and from Georgia. No, Georgia's nice. It was voted one of the friendliest places in the country, and I would like to go there and maybe live there. Really, I'm serious. If I knew somebody there, I might. The people sound really, really, really nice. Anyway, so here's back to Sergey. According to Sergey, he had gone out of his body, parentheses astral travel, maybe, at the top of the hill and zoomed up, appearing inside some kind of flying apparatus. Okay, I used to read these all the time. I'm sorry I keep interrupting this. I'm going to have an AI read this and record it, and then I'll insert it at the place before I started picking this apart, so you can get the whole smooth thing. Or just try that one time, see how it works. If it really works, I might do it more times. I might make it the standard. Anyway, regardless of whether or not aliens know anything about life after death, I now believe, and I resisted this for my entire life of research. I now believe that, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it out loud. Maybe. God, I have resisted this so hard. Maybe aliens are aware of and can do it and can control out-of-body states and experiences in humans and themselves. Doesn't mean they're a ghost. That's just a... I tell everybody I don't do woo-woo. I don't do ghosts. I don't. But the out-of-body thing is real. I know that. I know it can happen in humans. And before, always, when I read these reports where the people said, yeah, man, the aliens sucked me out of my body and took me around and did this other shit. And I thought, oh yeah, idiot, delete. And I just deleted them. And now I'm not quite so quick to delete them. I probably still will, but I don't do it so quickly. It's good to have an open mind, but not so open your brains fall out. So I don't know. Anyway, so what is this guy doing? Did they suck him out of his body? That's what he said. He said he was at the top of the hill and he zoomed up out of his body, appearing inside some kind of flying apparatus, like a flying saucer or whatever. And he's claiming that the aliens did this to him. They invoked this, They invoked this separation of soul and body or something. God dang it. Inside, he saw several corridors and a round white room. He saw numerous instruments of unknown origin in the room. Sergei then heard steps, though he did not see the occupants of the craft. Okay, this level of detail is exactly what that person was able to provide me when they said they went out of their body and came to visit me. And more, even more detailed than this, but they were able to tell me specifics and what they saw and what was sitting here and what I was doing and where I was sitting and how I was sitting. So that's some kind of weird, anomalous, spontaneous telepathy. It didn't feel like it. It didn't sound like it. It sounded like something much more than that, much more involved than simple transference of a thought, Okay, anyway, he saw all this crap. He saw several corridors and a round white room. He saw numerous instruments of unknown origin in the room. Okay, well, people whose stories I tend to really probably believe have described instruments in the room of unknown origin. Have been a number of those reports. Sergei then heard steps, though he did not see the occupants of the craft. He vaguely remembered that he was ordered, I guess they mean, to put some type of device on his head, which contained a multitude of long wires that were connected to several instruments. Okay, now this was just getting kind of interesting, and so what do? They end it. What the hell? Okay. So, hell, credibility or not? Possibly. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have said, no, I don't do Ubi shit. Aliens and astral projection. No, they're two different things. One is probably real, the other is probably not real, like that, and I separated them. Now I'm seeing a very blurry line there, and it bothers me because I can't explain it. I don't want to go into the woo-woo. I don't want to go there. But, my God, there are an awful lot of reports that are trying very hard to blur that line. And I'm not there yet. I'm not saying aliens and out-of-body experiences are connected. It could be that poor Sergei is just loony off his rocker, That's very, very possible. There are plenty of crazy people in that region. One of them is named, let's see, what's his name? He's a famous guy. As soon as I say it, you'll know it. Crazy motherfucking piece of shit. Oh, Putin. Yeah, he's from that region. Yeah. Ukraine, Russia. It's all kind of intermixed. I mean, they got a political border now, but there didn't used to be. It was all just intermixed. Okay. So I'm going to save this one, and then I'm going to, in post, I'm going to have an AI read it, and then I'll insert it. Probably a blank screen or something for that period. I don't know. Maybe you see Franklin flying around. I don't know what the fuck he's got that new suit, you know. And he's got himself a gun. He said that's for protection. And he's got he's somewhere he found like this foil strip of condoms. And he's got a pin to his goddamn spacesuit. And I said, Franklin, what in the fuck do you want those for? Protection. And I said, look, you know, those are for humans, Franklin. You stupid little shit. What do you think you got down there, Franklin? I've seen it. You know? You ain't got a lot, Franklin. Yes, I do. It gets bigger. Oh, fuck you. Go away. Just go. Keep your condoms. Just go away. Just don't fucking eat them, you know? Just don't eat them. I don't want to pump your goddamn little stomach. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, and then he found himself an anal probe. Yeah, he found that. So he's been carrying that son of a bitch around. I think the batteries are dead now. I don't know why the batteries ran down. I don't know what the god hell he was doing with it. It's really big, you know. It's not really cat size. Cat size would be like what? You know, like a pencil eraser, you know. This is more for like baby buffaloes, shit like that. Okay, well, we're over our time. Credibility. I'm sorry, credibility. Okay, I think I explained it. The way we do these, if there's no credibility, it's deleted, gone into the corn. If there might be credibility, we assign a little bit of sand to it, a pinch, you know, a little pinch or a bigger pinch, and we drop that into the big bucket, which is pictured on the homepage of alienanalprobe.com. And if the bucket's ever full, I'm so tired of saying that I can't remember when I said it and when I didn't. But maybe I'll just do an introduction, and so it's at the beginning of every tape or something. I don't know. This ain't no professional thing, you know. This is for fun, for family and friends. That's all it was ever for. And now it's inexorably turning into something more, and it's making me, you know, behave a little bit. And oh hell, I don't know. I think it's fun. It was really fun when it was family and friends, you know, because I could be myself. Now I have to be a slightly different version of myself, and it's I've been walled in, you know. I'm no longer free. Okay. I'm going to give a tiny bit of credibility. I just don't know if he's crazy. I'm skimming it. Well, okay. Here's what I can give it. I believe, very possibly he went out of his body. See, he's still alive, you know, so the physical brain, that means the physical brain can do that stuff. I believe there's a, you know, somewhere around a 50% chance he actually did go out of his body. But did he go see the aliens? That's the question. Nobody else saw anything at all. Oh man, I can't give him much. I'll give him a half a grain of sand into the bucket there. And Franklin, you leave it alone, goddammit. Just leave it alone. I'm telling you, I'll make you fly. Ew, okay, Papa. I have an anti-gravity suit now. Fuck you, Papa. Alrighty then. See how you like it when I fucking turn it off, Franklin. God damn it. Where is he? He's back there. Is he back there? Fucking. Don't look. Don't look at him. That's what he wants. That's what he fucking wants. He wants you to look at him. Just look the other way. Just look at the stars, you know. Pretend like he doesn't fucking exist. It drives him crazy. All right. Thank you very much. Good evening. And good night.